if you'd like.
We'll do the first one.
Okay. Here, I'll get a little. So how do we speakers grab one two headsets so that they can both hear? Look
Street
that up.
Epistemology. Is this
If
like
you-
a podcast?
Kind of. Yeah, we're live streaming.
Oh, really?
So the first thing is, are you okay with being live streamed and recorded?
I'm okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
This is going on YouTube right now,
Okay.
and you're doing this.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we on camera?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Hey.
Hey.
Right here, and I will turn it so that
Okay.
this needs a whole reset. So let me see.
That looks good.
Good.
Awesome.
All right.
Can you guys hear me from over there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because we
Yeah.
only have one pair of headphones, but if I'll just speak at this volume.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn it way, way up so that somebody talks from the room, you can hear them. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So what are your guys' names?
Brianna.
Brianna,
Kelsey.
Kelsey, and Quinn. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet
Nice
you
to
too.
meet you.
So essentially what we're doing is just like we ask people something that they believe. Could be anything like social, political, spiritual. It could be your favorite TV show, but we like it if it's something like more contentious or like important, I guess.
Deeper?
Yeah, deeper,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Does anything come to mind for either of you? I think if you're gonna do it together, it might be best if it's something you agree on. Is there anything like that?
I mean, I feel like to be answered, it's definitely because I feel like it's like very personal.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you know what you want to say?
I think right now, especially with everything going on in our like current state of the world, I feel that people need to really start to think about having having constructive conversations and addressing important issues that we're still currently like dealing with work for better towards.
Hmm.
And that right now, even though things are very tense, not feel great, we need to be reactive at the right times and listen. Like, not make everything an argument, not make everything like, okay, like, F you for thinking this, F you
Right.
for thinking that, like, allowing ourselves to have open and constructive conversation and to realize that the fight that we're fighting is far from over and that one person is not going to fix everything
Okay.
and that we need to continue to like work together in like a positive way
Okay.
and stick up for things when you need to stick up for them. Make sure that you are, you're not arguing just to argue, like,
Right.
because right now it also feels like there's like a lot of hurt going on too, which there is, and we need to recognize that.
Yeah.
But kind of like have a time and place because, and then through all of this too, we do need to like
That's a lot.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
So I just have a couple questions for you, and then we
Mm-hmm.
can move on to if you have a
Yeah.
different claim or But so I heard a couple things like we need to learn when to have open-ended conversation as opposed to like being reactive. But you're saying there is a time for that for being
Mhm.
reactive. What kind of time? Like when is it okay to be reactive in your opinion?
When somebody's like really wrong.
Okay, like
And
super,
there's
like
just
very
like
wrong.
no way. There's just like no way to justify.
Can you
like,
hear yourself?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can. And there's no way to justify like that behavior because it's just not acceptable.
Okay, so
I
when
think-
someone does something unjustifiable,
Yeah.
you can it's okay to react with maybe anger or something.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you have any examples of things that are sort of like that, like unjustifiable act?
Yeah, just like when people say really awful things that like nobody should.
Okay.
And just I don't know, people hurting each other for like
Physically? Okay.
physically and mentally, emotionally, just like to tear people down. Because I noticed that there is
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have something else that you'd like to talk about or on the same topic, maybe?
I mean, I think what she said is really profound,
Okay.
and I with all of it. We actually had a conversation that was concerning all of this morning,
Okay.
and I mean, what I want to say, I guess, that's going off of it is that I actually think we all have a lot more in common than you know,
Then we think.
than we think we
Okay.
do. And I know that might sound like blimp or like hippie-ish or whatever you want to call it, like love is all LA, but I believe it
Right.
and it's true.
Okay.
And there's a way to connect with everybody. And like I will repeat what you said, and even if somebody you can listen respectfully.
Okay.
And I think often it feels like where like it feels like it. I think it always is.
Okay. So I want to just ask, like, you say that reasonable debate is always an option. Would you go so far as to say that distinguishes you from her view that there are times when being more reactive or instinctual is better than having a reasoned debate?
I
Okay.
think reasonable. I think the part of that kind of touches where it's like, yeah, it is okay. It's okay to be reactive. Like
Okay.
my aunt said to me the other day, she said, sometimes it's actually okay to judge.
Mm.
Don't point your finger. Don't be mean about it. There's a way to do it, but it's okay.
When is
And
that?
I agree 100% with what she said here.
Oh no. Okay.
It's okay. But I do think there are times when it's appropriate to react.
Uh-huh. And I'm curious for you, when is that? Like, when is it okay to judge or react in that way?
I think when somebody's in the rights of another or making a personal attack against another person, that's
A personal infringing upon the rights of another or making a personal attack on someone.
yeah, whether it's a personal judgment based on somebody's appearance or whatever it is.
Okay.
I think that I think anybody who sees that kind of, I don't know if it's coming off is
Uh-huh.
well within their right.
So, and I just want to, I don't want to put words in your mouth. So are you saying, like, when someone makes when someone judges you, like when someone judges someone else, like say I were to judge you,
Yeah,
you would then be justified in judging me based on the fact that I'm judging you? Okay. I misheard maybe. Like, so you're saying what would be considered a personal attack then? Like, just violence?
yeah. I mean, I think so.
Okay. Is there any words that warrant oh, like if I were to say something horrible to you, like, do you feel you would then have the right to retaliate?
I don't think
Okay.
I'm
Is there
talking.
anything I could say to you that would justify you being judgmental to me?
Yeah,
That was
you know,
fucked up.
um,
Okay. So you would just you wouldn't judge me as a person. You would
no,
just judge the action of me judging you, say, or saying something horrible to you.
I guess I feel like it's sounding different, but
What, your original statement? Oh, it's I think I for the most part agree on a personal level.
yeah,
But like uh okay, so just a couple more questions for both of you. On a scale of 0 to 100, how how confident are you on this belief? I know it's kind of abstract, like an abstract, weird question.
I don't know. Sure, I'm really sure that I'm right, but
Wow, I've never heard that one.
That is
I
good.
would insert that here because
You're 75.
yeah, I'm never gonna sit here and say the unequivocal.
Uh-huh.
That's not something I like.
So you're not 100% on anything.
No, I'm open to listening and hearing people out and saying my views.
Okay, so that's admirable. You?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to also know people are going to make mistakes and are going to slip up. And I think the only way you can better yourself is be open to accepting that mistake or be open to constructive
Right.
criticism. You know what I mean? That only helps you change. That only betters you as a person because we're all subject to slip up, mess up. You know, like we're human.
Yeah.
You know, we're not gonna have any.
Right. No one's perfect. So where would you be on that scale if you had to put yourself there?
Yeah, probably like 60 or 70%. Like I don't know. It's like the whole like I can never say because there's still so much in
Uh-huh.
general.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is like the reason you guys aren't at 100% on this belief is more or less because like you you feel you're just open to new information and uh, really open to the fact that you might be wrong about
Yeah.
it.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Um, someone has a question. Oh, we have like a live audience here. Someone has a question.
Oh, hi. I forgot there was an audience.
Uh, is it possible for people to come to a hasty conclusion when judging?
I think I put
I
Okay.
hate.
Yeah, like let's say someone is wearing like do you guys remember when Kanye West wore that like Confederate flag shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's say like someone's wearing that shirt out. Um, like I think based on my instincts and my intuition, I would hastily judge that person to be a racist. But perhaps digging deeper, that might not be the case. Do you think that it's possible that that person isn't a racist, say?
I think in the sense like Kanye wearing it, like you said, what last year?
I think that was 3 years ago.
Okay, I mean,
I
Kanye wearing it 3 years ago is a little like, maybe that's not the best fashion choice.
He's black.
Yeah,
Maybe contact your rep.
and then, but then it's also like you look at people who wear like vintage Leonard Skinner shirts or like NASCAR from like back in the day that do have that flag on it, and it's
Uh-huh.
not necessarily. I wouldn't necessarily be like, okay, that person's wearing like a vintage NASCAR shirt that just might be like a fashion like. Okay, maybe will look at it now and be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't wear this now.
Right.
But it's also like, if you have this vintage shirt, or maybe it belonged to somebody you love, or something like
Uh-huh.
that. I don't know,
There's a
but I think there's a fine line.
Yeah.
Like, if I saw somebody wearing like a straight up shirt with a Confederate flag, I'd be like, okay, take that off. But if you're like, say, how you have like a vintage Jeff Gordon shirt or something,
Yeah,
or like,
that's what I was talking about was
yeah.
like literally just wearing the flag as a shirt.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
do you make a judgment on that person?
I would ask them why they're wearing it. I would be like, okay, like if they were in my circle or I was hanging out with them, I'd be like, what? Why do you?
Uh-huh. And then so you wouldn't make any judgments before you have a conversation with them?
I mean, I might, depending on like how they like present themselves,
Uh-huh.
but then I just might be like, I would need to know why you
Right.
think it's okay to wear it.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, my reaction whenever I see wearing flag, like, oh, okay, like you're doing that.
Weirdo? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're, and you
What-
don't see it a lot in LA.
Yeah. I
But
mean, what do you have thoughts about that person when you see them?
yeah,
Like,
I mean, I definitely do.
okay.
I'd be lying if I said
Yep. I
It's
appreciate the
not like
honesty.
fun to admit that,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
Okay.
I just don't I don't understand why. I lived in South Carolina on there where we're prevalent.
Okay.
We grew up in Connecticut,
Yeah.
and there were
Oh,
kids that
shit.
like flew it on the back of their car, and we were just like, "Do you know what that means?"
Yeah.
Like,
Did you guys come out here together? Or?
so she's visiting me.
Oh, okay.
I live here. She actually landed last night in Philly.
You're still in Connecticut? Or?
No, I live in Philadelphia.
Oh, Philly. She just said
Yeah.
that. My bad.
Okay.
Okay. So thanks for your time. I have one more question for
Yeah.
both of you. On your 75% and your, I think you said 60 or something. Is there anything that could like roll you back? Like any new experiences or information that could change where you're at on the scale from 0 to 100?
And being so sure of what we just said.
Yeah. Is there anything that you could learn to make you go either up the scale or down the scale?
I feel like it's such a broad subject that that's a difficult question
Yeah.
to answer.
Yeah. The whole thing is really abstract.
It is very abstract.
Yeah.
I-
This topic in
yeah.
particular.
I
I
feel,
know.
I feel like I'd hope it could go up, but I'm willing to accept if it go, because I'm not gonna, like, as you're still trying to figure out for your, like,
Uh,
I would want it to, like, I want to keep
right.
about things. It's also just like making sure you have the information to back it up. Also, when it comes to these conversations, maybe normalizing saying I don't know enough.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
let me find the come back,
Right. Like,
or like let me get the facts and we can come back to this conversation.
yeah, it's really hard. I'm trying to come up with an example, but it's hard for me because like this whole thing that I'm doing is based on just the spirit of having conversations with people that you disagree with. So,
Mhm.
Okay.
but I think maybe the only thing that maybe could convince me is some sort of like really long form study that having just rational conversations with people is ineffective or something like that the only effective way to enact change is by, I don't know,
Yeah.
beating people over the head or something.
Well,
Mhm.
that's fair.
Yeah, if that seemed like the case based on just experience and history, maybe I'd have to change my mind, you know. Um, but I'm pretty much there with you guys. So
Yeah.
yeah, thanks for sitting down.
Yeah, no
Feel free to
problem.
take a water.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
totally.
Squeezy puzzle.
Oh, right. We have
Take it
these
each out.
squeezy puzzle pieces. You guys are welcome to take one. They're just like toys to take. And just remind you of the conversation, I guess.
Oh,
That's
thank
fun. I love
you.
But you
that.
can only take one
Yeah,
one
no, you-
piece.
We can only take one
And
piece.
it's
That's okay.
it's
The
supposed to
color red.
incentivize you to come back, but you know,
Yeah,
you
no,
don't have to.
No, you take it because.
Like our nails. Like your nails.
Sweet.
I'm
Took the
curious,
red
do you
pill.
have an answer to the question that you asked?
What was the question I asked again?
You're like, what did I ask? Are you asking everybody the same question, or are you
No.
asking it every time? Oh.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. What question were you asking in particular that I
What
asked?
universal
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, what belief do I
yeah,
have?
like what's
I've got a
strong belief?
bunch. Like, I have some weird ones. Like, I think that the universe is eternal. Like, there was no start to it.
Yeah, there's
Mhm.
no Big Bang.
There was no
It's
Big
just
Bang.
always
There's no
been.
God. I'm an atheist too. Like, I just think it's always been happening. Which I'm sure someone will come along and prove me wrong on that. But that's where I'm at right now. That I'm pro-choice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've just got. I could keep going on forever
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
things.
These are more common things than
Yeah.
what we said, but
It's fun
Yeah.
to investigate those abstract ones, though. For
Yeah.
sure.